The story starts with a tamer named Rein. He possessed a natural bond with animals and could harness their power through contracts. Rein was a member of the hero's team and trusted with handling logistics. Although he acknowledged his limited combat skills, Rein held the belief that he and his teammates shared a strong connection. Sadly, his teammates did not share the same sentiment. On a fateful day, Rein's teammates, led by their heroic figure, unexpectedly ousted him from the group, believing his presence as a feeble tamer hindered their progress. At first, Rein dismissed it as a mere prank, but the sting of their hurtful words revealed their true intentions. The realization struck him hard. His supposed companions never truly regarded him as one. Filled with disappointment, Rein bid farewell to the team, embarking on a journey of uncertainty, unsure of his path ahead. However, fate had a different plan in store. As Rein wandered, a flock of children gathered around him, drawn to his warm and accepting nature. They, unlike the hero's team who looked down on ordinary folks, cherished Rein's willingness to engage and play with them. Determined to lift his spirits, Rein mustered his energy and immersed himself in joyful activities with the children. His innate abilities allowed him to command a hawk to gracefully soar through the sky, evoking wonder and awe in the young hearts, despite his temporary control over the untamed creature. Moved by the children's dreams, expressed with gleaming eyes, of becoming beast tamers like Rein and embarking on thrilling adventures worldwide, a newfound inspiration kindled within him. Rein made a firm decision to become an adventurer, undertaking quests to earn a living. Seeking guidance at the Adventurers Guild, he learned that he must undergo a test to formally join their ranks. The test entailed tracking and eliminating goblins, as well as gathering specific herbs. Employing his exceptional skill in animal manipulation, Rein embarked on the trial, directing his loyal animal companions to trace the elusive goblin's trail. Although goblins were classified as F-rank monsters, posing no great threat, Rein's combat prowess remained limited. Nonetheless, his dedication and perseverance paid off, as he gradually honed his skills through successive victories over the goblin adversaries. With newfound confidence, Rein prepared to gather the required herbs, when an unexpected girl's scream caught his attention, altering the course of his journey once more. With a sense of urgency, Rein dashes towards the source of the commotion, only to discover a fierce tiger-like monster known as a declare tiger attacking a cat girl. Armed with a dagger, Rein attempts to strike the deadly creature, but his weapon shatters upon contact with its impenetrable hide. The ferocious beast turns its attention towards Rein, singling him out as its new target. Urging the cat girl to escape, Rein watches in awe as she leaps into the air, delivering a powerful kick that vanquishes the killer tiger, all while being captivated by Rein's presence. Surprised by the unexpected display of strength from the seemingly innocent young girl, Rein's thoughts drift towards the existence of rare races possessing extraordinary power in the world, speculating that the cat girl may belong to one of these races. However, his musings are interrupted as the cat girl suddenly collapses, revealing her hunger pangs. Acting swiftly, Rein offers her all the food he has, and as they converse, he learns her name is Tamed. Tamed, a member of a dwindling and formidable race, expresses her weariness with the monotonous life in the mountains, which led her to embark on her travels. Rein's kindness impresses her, leaving a lasting impression. Intrigued by Rein's story, she bombards him with questions, learning that he was cast aside by his former team, which fuels her anger. Tamed firmly believes that Rein is a good person and should not have endured such treatment. Rein, however, forces a smile and explains that his perceived weakness made him a burden to his teammates. Disagreeing with Rein's self-assessment, Tamed reveals that she felt an unusual connection with him from their first encounter, a sensation only a select few can elicit. Furthermore, the rarity of individuals capable of connecting with her powerful race serves as evidence of Rein's untapped potential. Seeking to bolster Rein's confidence, Tamed offers to form a contract with him. Moved by her proposition, Rein gently touches Taned's head, although he realizes the gesture may have been too abrupt. Surprisingly, Tamed finds solace in his touch, cementing Rein's belief that forming a contract with her could be a promising endeavor. Thus, Rein agrees to Taned's proposal, initiating a magical array using his own blood. Through a unique blend of magical power, Rein and Tamed become interconnected, solidifying their contract. Their intertwined hands bear the same symbol, a tangible proof of the deep bond between Rein and Tamed. As Rein gazes upon Taned's radiant smile, he realizes he has found a truly dependable partner. With Taned's assistance, Rein successfully completes the test and officially registers as an adventurer at the guild. There, they encounter a man adorned with a scar who recognizes Taned's affiliation with a powerful race. Intrigued by Taned's abilities, the scarred man extends an invitation for her to join his team, only to be met with rejection. Undeterred, he challenges Rein to a duel, proclaiming that only the strong are worthy of Tamed. Knowing that Tamed often attracts unwanted attention and provocation, Rein evades this ploy and unexpectedly suggests an arm wrestling match with the scarred man. To everyone's astonishment, Rein effortlessly defeats his opponent within a mere second, even surprising himself. Tamed proudly reveals that those who forge a contract with a powerful race gain superhuman strength. Now, Rein possesses physical prowess equal to that of Tamed. Together, they eagerly anticipate embarking on extraordinary adventures, undertaking daunting tasks, and amassing a reputation that transcends the ordinary. However, due to Rein's current status as an F-rank adventurer, their available assignments are limited to gathering herbs. Suddenly, their attention is seized by a piercing scream resonating nearby. Without hesitation, they hasten towards the sound and come across a group of bandits, menacingly robbing an elderly man of his possessions and threatening his life. Instructing Tamed to protect the old man, Rein fearlessly charges forward alone to confront the bandits in battle. Having formed a contract with Rein, Tamed now abides by his commands. She worries that Rein may not yet be proficient in utilizing his newfound powers. To her surprise, Rein effortlessly defeats the bandits, displaying a heroic aura in battle. Observing his valor, Tamed's admiration for him deepens. After the skirmish, Rein advises the old man against venturing alone into the wilderness. The old man laments having previously hired adventurers who were defeated by the bandits and fled. He implores Rein to accompany him, anticipating an imminent retaliatory strike from the bandit organization. However, Rein disregards the old man's request. Instead, he devises a plan with Tamed to dismantle the bandit organization by enlisting the aid of animals. Rein leads them to the bandits' hideout, where hundreds of bandits lurk. Recognizing the challenge of facing such overwhelming numbers, Rein concocts a strategy. He gathers a swarm of toxin-carrying bees, intending to command them to assail the bandits. Simultaneously, Tamed is tasked with seeking assistance from the town's soldiers. As the bandits tire from battling the bees, Rein and the soldiers can easily subdue them. Rein astonishes Tamed by forming a contract with a vast number of bees, an ability typically beyond a tamer's reach. Tamed becomes further convinced that joining forces with Rein was the correct decision. Meanwhile, 3 individuals appear nearby, fleeing from danger. They turn out to be the adventurers who left the old man behind. The 2 girls are a magician and a priest from Rein's former hero team, while the brown-haired man is a hired beast tamer. The girls had undertaken the task to earn some extra money but did not anticipate encountering bandits. Blaming the tamer for neglecting his duty, they argue that he should have deployed animals to patrol the area beforehand and hinder the enemy during the battle. The brown-haired man indignantly asserts that their expectations are unreasonable since most tamers can only control one animal. The girls are taken aback when they realize that Rein, whom they had looked down upon, is an exceptional tamer. They feel a sense of embarrassment. To preserve their reputation, the girls forcefully silence the brown-haired man, suppressing any mention of the day's events. Meanwhile, Rein's plan unfolds successfully. The soldiers, eager to eliminate the bandits, capture them under Rein's guidance. Suddenly, several colossal lizards emerge from the depths of the cave. These C-ranked monsters were specially bred by the bandits to repel intruders. Rein instructs the soldiers to escort the bandits out of the cave, assuring them that he will handle the monsters. With Tamed by his side, Rein valiantly combats the creatures. After a fierce battle, they emerge victorious, unscathed. The soldiers, filled with admiration, cheer their names, granting Rein a sense of accomplishment through recognition. Acknowledging that his triumph was only possible with Tamed's assistance, Rein expresses his heartfelt gratitude to her. In response, Tamed rewards him with a sweet smile. The Adventurer Guild promotes Rein from level F to level E and grants him a bounty. Rein and Tamed celebrate their success with a hearty feast. However, as night falls, they discover that only one room remains available in the hotel. Rein suggests finding another hotel, but Tamed is captivated by the allure of the room and expresses her reluctance to wander outside after years of living in the wild. Lacking any objections, Rein acquiesces to her desire to stay, albeit with reservations about spending the entire night in the same room as a young man and girl. Consequently, Rein resolves to camp outdoors for the night. Simultaneously, Rein cautions Tamed to be wary of men. Tamed, feeling hurt, explains that she is not naive enough to trust anyone blindly. She doesn't mind staying with Rein because she has come to see him as a kind and honest adventurer during their shared experiences. Her words touch Rein, and he agrees to stay. However, in the next moment, he becomes speechless as Tamed shyly reminds him to turn around when she changes her clothes. Exhausted from their recent endeavors, Rein promptly falls asleep, amusing Tamed due to her feline nature. Having encountered many dubious individuals in the past, she had grown disheartened with the world. However, meeting Rein made her realize that kindness still exists. Rein treats her as an ordinary girl, and the time they spend together brings her immense happiness. Moved by Rein's previous ordeal of being cast aside by his team, Tamed resolves to aid him in becoming stronger in the days to come. Rein and Tamed share joyful moments together, often undertaking low-level quests that can be easily completed with Tamed's assistance. However, today brings a challenging task, an altercation on a bridge caused by a troublemaker. Engaging in duels with anyone who dares to pass until victory is achieved, the troublemaker obstructs the bridge, disrupting the flow of people. Only Rein and Tamed can take on this task. As Tamed has spent most of her life in the wild, walking on the bridge itself feels like a novel experience for her. Meanwhile, Rein ponders why the defeated passersby refuse to disclose the appearance of the troublemaker. Suddenly, a red dragon descends from the sky, transforming into a red-haired girl named Tanya amidst a puff of smoke. Tanya is the troublemaker responsible for attacking the passersby. In the dragon race, strength is revered, and when individuals reach the age of 15, they are required to venture out and undergo training. Being a young girl, Tanya is unsure where to find a formidable opponent, so she engages in duels with every passerby, hoping to encounter someone strong who can help her grow in battle. Now Tanya has set her sights on Rein and Tamed. Taking the initiative, Tanya unleashes a long-range fire-breathing skill, targeting Taned's tail and causing it to burn. Enraged, Tamed taps into her hidden superfast fighting power. Rein joins forces with Tamed, but the sheer force of Tanya's attack sends them soaring through the sky. Fortunately, their strong bond allows them to evade Tanya's flames by stepping on each other's feet. Rein recognizes Tanya's strength after the skirmish and realizes that he can only overcome her with his taming skills. He requests Taned's unwavering trust and asks her to buy him a few minutes. Tanya agrees without hesitation. While Rein conceals himself, Tamed and Tanya engage in a fierce battle once more. Tamed goes all out to keep Tanya occupied, ensuring that Rein remains unharmed for those crucial minutes. Following Rein's command, countless birds swoop down on Tanya. However, this level of attack proves ineffective against Tanya, who prepares to deliver a decisive blow to Rein. Unexpectedly, her legs suddenly give way, rendering her unable to move. It turns out that the birds possess a paralyzing effect, incapacitating Tanya without causing actual harm. Despite the dragon's formidable defense, Tanya cannot withstand the overwhelming number of paralyzing attacks. She has no choice but to admit defeat. Tanya had expected Rein to exploit her defeat, but instead, he simply requests that she refrains from attacking innocent passersby. Rein's radiant smile uplifts her spirits, marking their first genuine connection. Rein's kindness is evident as he returns to the Adventurers Guild, accompanied by Tanya. Tanya, being exuberant by nature, almost lets slip that she was the troublemaker on the bridge. Thankfully, Rein diligently covers for her, preventing her from being expelled from the town. During their conversation, Rein finally learns the reason why those who were defeated by Tanya refuse to reveal her identity. It's because they feel ashamed to have lost to a girl. This revelation allows Tanya to keep her true identity hidden. Tanya then proposes joining Rein's team, expressing her admiration for him as a powerful adventurer after he bested her. This makes Tamed quite jealous. Rein, on the other hand, is thrilled by the idea. Meeting one fighter from the strongest races is already fortunate, but encountering two after leaving his former team would be a waste of luck if he doesn't let Tanya join. Rein decides to initiate the ritual with Tanya. After a dazzling burst of light, their contract is sealed, symbolized by the appearance of the same symbol on Tanya's hand. She feels a deep connection with Rein, as if he possesses the luck of winning a lottery. Meanwhile, Rein's former companions are facing difficulties without him. They struggle with logistical issues during their adventures and nearly lose their lives in the forest. The leader of Rein's former team devises a plan to deceive Rein into helping them complete their current task, only to cast him aside afterward. In the ordinary people's fields, the slimes have caused significant damage, multiplying rapidly due to the lack of adventurers willing to clear them for low payment. Rein takes his two partners and embarks on the task of clearing the slimes, showcasing their teamwork and skills. Tamed prefers to avoid close combat with the slimes, while Tanya utilizes her fireball magic to eliminate them from a distance. This display of skill earns Taned's admiration. Meanwhile, Rein demonstrates a new ability in this battle. He infuses a part of his soul into a bird, enabling him to control the bird's body and fly high in the sky to locate the gathering place of the slimes. Impressed by Rein's skill, Tamed and Tanya are amazed at how quickly they find the slimes. Tanya suggests that Rein try attacking the slimes with fireballs. Although Rein is a beast tamer rather than a magician, he can tap into the powerful magic of the dragon race through his contract with Tanya, who is a dragon girl. This fusion of dragon and cat clans grants Rein both magical prowess and physical strength. Once a weak individual, Rein has transformed into a formidable warrior. Under Tanya's guidance, Rein practices casting fireball magic at the slimes and gradually becomes more proficient in its use. Upon completing the commission, Rein receives a payment, which is promptly exchanged for food. He ponders the idea that perhaps the stronger someone is, the more they eat. Tanya and Tamed possess voracious appetites. Before Rein can even take a bite, the plates in front of the two girls are already piled high like a mountain. After satisfying their hunger, they engage in conversation, realizing that they have only known each other for a short time. Tamed and Tanya express their curiosity about Rein's life, and although Rein hesitates initially, he decides to share his story. Rein hails from a village where tamers congregated, and he grew up following in their footsteps. He once had a happy family, but a tragic accident devastated his village and took the lives of his loved ones. Hearing this, the two girls feel deep sadness for Rein and are hesitant to ask further questions. However, Rein doesn't wish to keep them at a distance. He believes there are already too many secrets and barriers among companions, so he continues his story. When Rein was 12 years old, he ventured to a place far from the village to practice his beast-taming skills. Upon returning home that night, he discovered his village engulfed in flames. Monsters had attacked the village, and everyone had perished. Rein, the lone survivor, had to endure the hardships of an independent life, despite his young age. Afterward, Rein reunited with his former companions. Ariel, the hero, extended an invitation for Rein to join their adventure team. Rein accepted, driven by his determination to prevent a tragedy like the one that occurred in his village from happening again. However, upon joining, Rein quickly discovered that Ariel considered him little more than a servant assigned to menial tasks for the team. In this moment of disappointment, Tamed reaches out and holds Rein's hand. In that instant, Tamed finally realizes the reason behind Rein's fierce battles with monsters, his unwavering desire to avert another tragedy. Tanya also joins in, encouraging Rein, and both girls shower him with praise while simultaneously expressing their disdain for the areas that his adventure team must have neglected. These words of encouragement warm Rein's heart for the first time. He feels a glimmer of approval for his efforts. Following their conversation, the bond between the three deepens, enabling them to cooperate seamlessly in their next mission, the crusade against the half-orcs. However, there is a piece of bad news. Tanya, having achieved a few easy victories, becomes overconfident and ignores Rein's repeated warnings to exercise caution. As a consequence, an accident swiftly unfolds. Although the half-orcs possess relatively weak combat abilities, their basic intelligence allows them to feign death and set a trap for Tanya. Fortunately, her companions react swiftly, saving her from harm. However, Rein sustains injuries in the process. Overwhelmed by guilt, Tanya never fathomed that her actions would involve and harm her comrades when dealing with such low-level adversaries. While lost in thought on the bridge, Tanya encounters a young human girl. Observing Tanya's pale face, the girl assumes she was injured in battle. Touched by the kindness of the humans, an emotion she cherishes deeply, Tanya realizes the weight of her mistake in disregarding Rein's kindness due to her own overconfidence, resulting in Rein's injury. When Rein finds Tanya, the girl is consumed by guilt, unable to hold back her tears. Rein comforts her, emphasizing that her well-being is paramount. Tamed rushes out to embrace Tanya, creating a moment that fills the dragon with the magical power of friendship. Rein then leads the two girls to a nearby hotel, though it seems the owner may have ulterior motives in assisting Rein's romantic endeavors. With only one room remaining at the hotel, Rein finds himself without any alternative but to share the same room with the two girls. As they settle in for the night, Tanya struggles to fall asleep. Every time she thinks of Rein, her heart beats rapidly. The innocent girl begins to sense that she might be falling in love with Rein. She tries her best to restrain her emotions and avoid sleeping too close to him, but she can't help tucking him in with a smile of genuine happiness. After a rejuvenating night's sleep, they embark on their continued adventure journey. Tanya proposes that they purchase protective gear for Rein, considering that humans generally have a weaker physical constitution compared to other races. However, the pleasant atmosphere is abruptly interrupted by a group of unexpected visitors, Rein's former companions. Their party leader, named Ariel, is taken aback upon seeing Rein accompanied by two powerful allies. Unfortunately, he mistakenly perceives Rein as being subservient to the two girls. The revelation that Rein is, in fact, the master of Tamed and Tanya shocks the entire party. However, Ariel quickly recalls the purpose of his visit to Rein. His party has been facing considerable challenges while exploring the enchanted forest, constantly losing their way. In order to extend their exploration and ensure the availability of supplies, Ariel proposes that Rein rejoin the party to aid in animal control, forest exploration, and carrying provisions. Ariel and his companions display a shameless attitude as they ask for assistance but seem to approach it as if they are granting Rein a favor. Rein decisively declines their proposition, remaining firm in his convictions. It is at this point that the party unveils a significant secret. The forest conceals a valuable treasure known as the Shield of Truth, a vital weapon in the battle against the Demon King. Should the Demon King remain undefeated, the horde of monsters will launch an invasion upon the human realm. As I previously mentioned, Rein's hometown was ravaged by these very monsters, leading to the tragic demise of his family. Rein's heart aches at the mere thought of others enduring a similar calamity. After much contemplation, he finally decides to join Ariel's party, driven by his unwavering determination to protect innocent humans. Rather than expressing gratitude towards Rein, the party unjustly accuses him of wasting their precious time due to his prolonged hesitation. However, Tanya and Tamed can no longer bear witness to such unfair treatment. Stepping forward, they propose that the party offer an apology for their earlier dismissal of Rein. Tanya, with courage in her voice, implores the entire party to kneel before Rein. Despite lacking formidable strength, the party members possess an unwavering sense of self-worth. Ariel, filled with anger, sternly commands Rein to keep a vigilant eye on his two companions. The crude man, Ariel, sinks even lower by insinuating that Tanya and Tamed are mere objects for Rein's pleasure. He derides Rein for harboring affections for animals, only to be swiftly repelled by Rein's powerful punch. Ariel's, unable to accept the fact that he has been taught a lesson by a supposedly weaker Tamer, leaves his companions in a state of shock. Rein firmly warns Ariel's that anyone who dares to insult Tamed and Tanya will face the consequences of his wrath. As a result, Ariel's decides to settle the matter through a battle between the two parties, in order to determine who is truly qualified to impart lessons upon the other. In the duel, Tanya faces off against the party's magician and priest, while Rein confronts Ariel. Tamed, on the other hand, takes on Agath, the bald and strong warrior. Agath underestimates Tamed, a slim girl, and quickly pays the price for his arrogance as Tamed launches relentless attacks. With a combination of speed and power, Tamed keeps Agath suppressed, leaving him no room to retaliate. However, feeling humiliated, Agath launches a counterattack as Tamed momentarily pauses her assault. To Agath's surprise, Tamed effortlessly blocks his powerful strikes. Determined to win, Agath decides to unleash his full strength, having previously held back at 80%. But Taned's next words strike fear into Agath's heart. She reveals that she has only used 20% of her true strength, shattering Agath's confidence completely. Overwhelmed with fear, Agath fails to even defend himself and is kicked by Tamed, falling into a comatose state. Meanwhile, on Tanya's battlefield, the priest Mina and magician Lian unleash their attacks alongside auxiliary magic. Yet, Tanya effortlessly nullifies their confident assaults with a simple snap of her fingers. Utilizing her advanced magical skills, Tanya analyzes the elemental composition of the enemy's spells, countering them with precise restraint. Mina and Lian refuse to admit defeat and continue their onslaught, but Tanya remains composed. With another snap of her fingers, Tanya disperses all of their attacks, draining their magical energy in the process. Holding the upper hand, Tanya decides to defeat her opponents decisively, using her absolute advantage to assist Rein in seeking revenge. As Tanya prepares to unleash her most powerful spell, the sky darkens under the influence of her magic. Suddenly, dazzling lights pierce through the clouds, and an array of magic symbols fills the sky. Mina and Lian, who were once proud, are now terrified, trembling in fear. Recognizing the impending danger, they quickly beg for mercy and apologize to Tanya, who halts her spellcasting just in time. This kind-hearted dragon girl doesn't seek to harm anyone, she merely wants to frighten the arrogant Mina and Lian on behalf of Rein. In the end, Tanya emerges victorious, following in Taned's footsteps. Now, only Ariel and Rein remain to face each other in a duel. Ariel remains foolishly ignorant, still underestimating Rein as a weak beast tamer. Little does he know that Rein has acquired the additional skills of the cat tribe, making his attributes on par with the hero Ariel. With his rigorous training, Rein's combat abilities have grown significantly. Furthermore, Rein's attentiveness sets him apart. He has carefully observed the fighting patterns of his companions, giving him insight into Ariel's swordplay. Determined not to lose, Ariel resorts to magic as a hero. Ariel excels in both physical and magical attacks. However, Rein's low-level magic cancels out Ariel's high-level magic, thanks to the physical boost from Tamed and the additional magical attributes granted by Tanya. Just as Ariel prepares to launch a new attack, he suddenly finds himself paralyzed and unable to move. Unbeknownst to Ariel, Rein had controlled a nearby bee to deliver a paralyzing toxin during the fight. Helpless, Ariel realizes defeat is inevitable and abandons his hero's pride, begging for mercy. The once mighty hero now stands as a defeated loser. Trampled under Rein's feet, Ariel and his party must accept their defeat. They kneel on the ground, acknowledging their loss and offering apologies. Rein releases his hatred and forgives them. They have all experienced the hardships of the enchanted forest, aware of the grave threat posed by the demon invasion. Rein agrees to Ariel's request to venture into the forest and retrieve the Shield of Truth for the battle against the Demon King. As they navigate through the dark forest, Rein cautions his two companions to remain vigilant. If not for Rein's reminder that innocent animals reside here, Tanya would have considered burning the entire forest. Rein and his companions discuss their plans for exploring the forest. This treasure hunt carries great risks, prompting Rein to maintain a cautious approach. He instructs his partners to be on guard while he transfers his soul into a bird, granting him a bird's-eye view for finding a way forward. During Rein's absence, Tanya and Tamed faithfully protect their master's body. After a while, Rein returns along with the nearby birds, ready to continue their journey. As they continue their journey, Rein's soul returns to his body, leading the way. However, something feels amiss. Although Rein had previously confirmed the route with the birds, they now find themselves lost. This anomaly raises Tanya's suspicion, prompting her to use magic to detect mana fluctuations in the forest. Through Tanya's reconnaissance, they discover the source of the problem. There is a large tree enveloped in illusionary magic, creating an illusion that hampers their vision and causes them to get lost repeatedly. Surrounding the tree is a vast, magical field. The simplest way to dispel the magic is to destroy the tree. Just as Tamed is about to deliver a powerful punch to the tree, a sound unexpectedly emanates from within. Sora, a fairy girl from one of the strongest races, similar to the cat and dragon races but with superior magical abilities, appears. The fairies had a conflict with humans 200 years ago, resulting in the destruction of the forest. Since then, they have hidden in seclusion, nurturing a deep resentment towards humans that has lasted for centuries. During the ensuing conversation between Rein and Sora, she refuses to listen to any explanations from him and prepares to attack directly, causing Rein and his comrades to retreat in fear. They gather to discuss their next course of action. Tanya believes that a peaceful resolution is impossible due to Sora's hostility towards humans. She suggests having Kande destroy the tree while Sora is distracted. However, Rein decides to engage in a sincere conversation with Sora, much to the delight of Tamed and Tanya, who joined Rein's team because of his kindness. At this crucial negotiation moment, Sora still attempts to attack, but Rein remains calm and pleads with her not to harm his comrades. Rein hopes to dispel Sora's suspicions through his sincerity, a value he learned when he first became a tamer. Sora launches the first round of attacks, but the compassionate fairy skillfully avoids targeting any vital areas, merely grazing Rein's face. Rein's courage and sincerity begin to challenge Sora's perception of humans. However, the deep-seated animosity between fairies and humans still leaves Sora wary, leading her to launch a second round of attacks. Standing in front of Rein, Tanya and Kande intervene, each sharing their knowledge about Rein to prove that he is a good person and that they have no intention of harming the fairies. It is the first time Sora encounters a cat and a dragon speaking up for a human and even shielding him with their bodies to protect him from harm. Sora hesitates for a moment and eventually decides to listen to Rein's intentions. After hearing Rein's explanation, Sora realizes that he and his comrades have entered the forest to retrieve the Shield of Truth, which is necessary to confront the Demon King. Sora reveals that she cast the illusionary magic to protect the territory of the fairies and prevent anyone from venturing deeper into the forest. Fortunately, the good news is that the Shield of Truth has always been kept by the fairies. Sora then employs teleportation magic to retrieve the shield and presents it to Rein. It turns out that the fairies and the previous hero had an agreement stating that when the human race needed to face the Demon King, the fairies would hand over the shield. As Rein observes Sora's deep anger and hatred towards the Demon King, he realizes there is more trouble brewing. Instead of rushing ahead after completing their task, Rein approaches Sora with gentle concern, inquiring about her difficulties. Sora initially remains silent, fearing for Rein's safety. It is only when Kande reassures Sora of their team's strength that she summons the courage to reveal her troubles. Sora explains that she has a twin sister named Luna, and together they maintain the barrier protecting the fairies' realm, finding solace in each other's company. However, one fateful day, while they were out on an errand, they encountered the monstrous Shadow Knight. In an attempt to protect Sora, Luna was captured by the creature. Rein quickly analyzes the reason behind Sora's defeat. The Shadow Knight, despite being a relatively weak monster, possesses the unique ability of magical immunity. This means that the fairies, who excel in magic, are naturally restrained by its power. The Shadow Knight threatened Sora, demanding that she lower the barrier if she wished to save Luna. However, Sora was unwilling to endanger her comrades and thus fled back to the fairies' territory to seek help from the Elder. Unfortunately, the Elder of the Fairies was overly cautious and hesitated to send reinforcements to rescue Luna. Rein wipes away the tears streaming down Sora's face and promises to bring Luna back safely. In that moment, Sora throws herself into Rein's arms, crying with relief. Rein, accompanied by Kande and Tanya, leads the way to the stronghold of the Shadow Knight. Rein takes the initiative, launching a fireball attack. However, the Shadow Knight proves immune to magic. Kande then steps in, utilizing her cat-like instincts and relying on Rein's cover. With her innate strength, she gains the upper hand. Sensing their mission to rescue Luna, the Shadow Knight, consumed by rage, decides to kill her. But at the critical moment, Tanya blocks the fatal blow with her majestic dragon wings, saving Luna from certain death. Now, with Luna finally safe, Rein and Kande set aside their worries and focus on fighting the Shadow Knight. Working together, they launch a relentless assault. However, the Shadow Knight boasts formidable defense and attack stats, causing significant destruction to the surrounding forest. Rein devises a new plan, taking control of the bees to disrupt the Shadow Knight's vision. Then, he casts a power-boosting spell on Kande, causing a dazzling light to envelop her body. Kande feels an immense surge of power coursing through her. With newfound strength, she delivers a powerful punch to the Shadow Knight, striking its abdomen. As Kande's punch connects, countless red cracks appear all over the Shadow Knight's body, reducing it to dust. Intrigued by the power-boosting magic, Kande asks Rein how he acquired it. Rein explains that it's a common magic he learned in his hometown but couldn't use until Tanya shared her magic power with him. Tanya adds that power-boosting magic is highly advanced and beyond the reach of ordinary individuals. At that moment, Luna regains consciousness, interrupting their conversation. Rein sends her back into the depths of the forest, where Sora and Luna joyfully reunite. During their interaction, Rein discovers that Sora and Luna are twin sisters with contrasting personalities. Sora is composed, while Luna enjoys joking around and quickly becomes friendly with Rein. The fairy sisters then broach a weighty subject. They express their disappointment with the fairies who refuse to save Luna, unsure of where else to turn. Rein cautions them to be cautious of humans and monsters outside, while Tamed, the cheerful cat girl, suggests that the twins join their team. Rein is concerned about the conflict between fairies and humans potentially causing trouble for Sora. However, his successful rescue mission has earned the complete trust of the two fairies, who agree to form a contract with Rein. Yet, Rein encounters another hurdle. The process of signing a contract with fairies differs from other races. He has never learned how to sign a contract with fairies. Tamed and Tanya believe in Rein's abilities as a skilled tamer and assure him that there must be a way to sign a contract with fairies, boosting his confidence. Rein then bites his finger, forming a magical symbol on his palm. He focuses intensely, determined not to disappoint the twins. Soon, Rein embarks on his first attempt, which surprisingly goes smoothly without any mishaps. In a single successful endeavor, Rein manages to sign a contract with both fairies, marking his first experience signing a contract with two beings simultaneously. Rein completes the task successfully, but it drains him of so much energy that he nearly faints. He hands over the Shield of Truth to the hero, Ariel, who doubts that a weak tamer like Rein could accomplish what he failed to do. Mina, a priest on Ariel's team, uses magic to identify the shield and is surprised to discover that Rein indeed obtained the Shield of Truth. Rein wants nothing to do with these people and intends to take the agreed-upon reward before leaving. However, Agath stops him. Against Ariel's objections, Agath insists on inviting Rein back to the team. Reluctantly, Mina and Liane express their willingness to compromise and accept Rein, but their attitude irritates him. The hero's party is always arrogant and never apologizes for their past behavior. In the end, Rein declines Agath's invitation. What truly matters to him is not the fame and wealth that come from defeating the Demon King, but the company of his beloved and kind comrades. The rest of the team is upset with Rein, but Ariel's resentment goes further. He wants to kill Rein to satisfy his own ego and contempt. Unbeknownst to Rein, he has become the target of Ariel's wrath. As they talk in the shadow of a tree, they make a surprising discovery. In an ancient legend, the first hero infused the blood of gods into his body, ultimately defeating the Demon King and saving humanity. The key difference between heroes and ordinary people is that heroes have no limits when it comes to strengthening their powers. The more they discuss, the more they realize that Rein bears a striking resemblance to the heroes. Not only has he formed contracts with creatures from the strongest races, but his strength has repeatedly surpassed human limits. Tamed joins in the belief that if Rein signs contracts with a few more of the strongest creatures, he will be able to confront the Demon King's army head-on. Rein's comrades all agree that Ariel cannot shoulder the responsibility of dealing with the Demon King. Their advice sways Rein, and he contemplates the feasibility of facing the Demon King himself, which boosts the morale of his partners. However, a comical situation arises when they find themselves in a hotel with only one vacant room. Rein ends up sharing a room with the four girls, and their sleeping arrangements become quite casual. With his pair of fairy twins in the team, Rein must conceal their identities each day. The two fairy girls feel tense in the human city, fearing they may be treated as pets. However, their worries dissipate when they see Tanya and Tamed easily getting along with humans. The tension in their hearts gradually diminishes. Just then, several human children approach the fairy twins and view them as Rein's wives. The children's innocent nature contradicts the rumors among fairies about humans being wicked. The twins begin to believe that, aside from Rein, there are many good-hearted humans in the world. The group arrives at the town's finest weapons shop, managed by a dwarf named Gantz. Gantz gives off a disagreeable first impression, making the atmosphere tense during the weapon selection process. Only the cheerful fairy, Luna, remains full of energy. She suggests that Rein, as a tamer, should buy whips to tame animals and playfully fantasizes about them being whipped by Rein in a mischievous manner. As a result, Luna receives a stern lecture from her sister, Sora. During the weapon selection process, Rein notices that the weapons in the shop are stylish but not particularly practical. Just then, an adventurer arrives to purchase a weapon, flaunting his wealth. Gantz sells him a fancy long sword. After the adventurer leaves, Rein asks Gantz why the weapons in his shop prioritize fashion over practicality. Gantz chuckles upon hearing the question. He reveals that the weapons on display are merely ordinary creations, while the true gems are hidden away. People nowadays only seek the most expensive weapons without considering the compatibility between the weapon and the wielder. They often discard old weapons in favor of new ones that catch their eye. Gantz explains that he has countless calluses on his hands from years of crafting, and each forged weapon is like his own child. He cannot allow his intricate creations to be trampled upon. That's why he showcases ordinary weapons to test his guests, reserving the exceptional ones for knowledgeable adventurers like Rein. Curious, Gantz asks Rein how he manages to spot flaws in his weapons. Rein explains that as a tamer, he frequently observes animals, honing his keen observational skills. Gantz appreciates the special bond between them and decides to craft a customized weapon for Rein. However, a problem arises. The materials needed to forge the weapon are scarce. The issue lies in a legendary mine that has been in the Gantz family for generations. Suddenly, there is no more mithril ore. Usually, there would be a gradual depletion process for minerals, so Rein suspects that someone is stealing the mithril ore for their own purposes. To assist Gantz, Rein takes on the task of investigating the mithril mine. As Rein and his comrades head to the Adventurers Guild to report their mission, they learn that the hero Ariel is recruiting auxiliary personnel, attracting many individuals seeking fame and fortune. Rein remains composed and doesn't let his hatred consume him. At that moment, Natalie, the guild receptionist, becomes curious about the identity of the fairy twins. Playful Luna mischievously leads Natalie to believe that they are Rein's wives. Sensing the need to divert the topic, Rein hastily produces the task file. After reporting to the guild, Rein and his party set off for the mithril mine. The fairy twins excel in magic but have poor physical endurance, causing them to struggle when climbing the mountain along the way. They come across a lake where the girls decide to rest and play in the water. Tamed begins undressing in front of Rein, startling him, and he quickly averts his gaze. While the girls bathe in the lake, Luna and Sora stare at Tamed and Tanya, admiring their shapely figures and inquiring about their secrets to achieving plump bodies. Suddenly, Tamed is attacked from behind, prompting Rein to rush over. However, it turns out to be a mere fish bite. Due to the mishap, Rein gets a bit flustered. He sincerely apologizes to the girls, but they have always had affection for Rein and are unperturbed. They resume their journey thereafter. True to Rein's suspicions, someone is indeed pilfering mithril from the mine. Tanya and Tamed easily overpower the two thieves. Rein cautions them to be vigilant as the birds in the sky seem unusually agitated upon their arrival. Rein suspects that a tamer controlling the birds in the mine has discovered their presence. Inside the mine, a group of vigilant thieves awaits, including the tamer who has spotted Rein and his comrades through the bird's eyes. The battle commences between the two factions. Tanya neutralizes the thieves' bow and arrow attacks, while the fairy twins effortlessly block their magic assaults. As for the beast tamer, Rein delivers a powerful punch, knocking him to the ground. Rein then summons his secret weapon, a B-class monster he has raised. The Shadow Knight, which Rein struggled to defeat, is merely at sea level. Monsters of this caliber are challenging to tame for humans. Thus, Rein instructs his companions to escort the captured thieves outside the mine while he and Tamed team up to face the monster within. Rein diverts the monster's attention while Tamed stealthily subdues the beast tamer. However, this man proves to be exceptionally stubborn. Even when caught, he adamantly refuses to control the monster and surrender. The monster's relentless attacks threaten to collapse the mine at any moment. Therefore, Rein must take a daring risk and approach the monster unexpectedly. In a remarkably short time, he forcefully establishes a contract with the monster, gaining control over it. Such an occurrence has never been witnessed among beast tamers. Rein's awe-inspiring ability plunges the enemy into madness as they desperately attempt to regain control of the monster, ultimately driving it into a furious rampage. In the end, it is Rein who displays his strength and slays the monster, thus saving the enemy's life. Rein understands all too well the deep-seated hostility between humans and monsters, which cannot be entirely erased through simple taming. Hence, he remains vigilant regarding the movements of the monsters throughout the process. After the battle, Rein interrogates the identity of the thieves. It is revealed that they had purchased weapons from Gantz's shop, only to later discover that they had been deceived by the ordinary weapons sold there. Out of revenge, they came to Gantz's mithril mine to steal the ore. Upon hearing Rein's account, Gantz feels a mix of emotions. He sets a trap to punish those who belittle weapons, realizing only after facing retaliation from his own customers how deeply adventurers resent such actions. Eventually, Gantz finds inspiration and encouragement from Rein. He decides to sell weapons with honesty in the future, committing to meticulously forge each weapon to prevent the production of defective goods. Gantz expresses immense gratitude to Rein and promises to do his best in aiding Rein's quest for an exclusive weapon. Meanwhile, Rein discreetly reveals his special requirements, patiently awaiting the weapon's completion. Rein's group then prepares for a well-deserved vacation. At night, the hero Ariel, having just vanquished a tamer, seeks to recruit a companion before confronting the Demon King. However, none of the interviewees compare to Rein. They can only tame low-level animals like wolves or bears. Having witnessed Rein tame the likes of a cat girl and a dragon girl, Ariel can't help but look down on these ordinary beast tamers. With the task of defeating the Demon King significantly delayed, the priest Mina urges Ariel to lower the recruitment standards, which displeases Ariel. Sensing Ariel's change in demeanor, Mina swiftly changes the topic to diffuse his anger. Once Mina leaves, Ariel contemplates making Rein disappear as he produces an evil ring. Rein could never have anticipated Ariel's narrow-mindedness when he visits the guild to report the thieves' task. The guild's receptionist, Natalie, informs Rein that the thieves have all been stripped of their adventurers' licenses and sentenced to hard labor for their monstrous offenses. While Tamed and Tanya remain asleep at the hotel, the fairy twins console Rein, leaving him with only these two reliable companions. As Rein takes the twins for a stroll, they become enticed by the street food. Having lived in the forest all their lives, they have never tasted the delicacies of the human world. Rein treats each of them to a hot dog, and the twins are instantly captivated by the new experience, devouring the hot dogs in a few large bites. Rein agrees to treat them, along with Tamed and Tanya, to a grand feast next time, knowing their appetites. Satisfied, the fairies engage in a serious conversation with Rein. They inquire if Rein has recently gained any enhancements in his abilities. While Rein's physical powers have been bolstered through his contract with Tamed, and his magical prowess enhanced by the contract with Tanya, signing a contract with the fairies hasn't brought about any significant improvements in his abilities. The twins feel disheartened by Rein's response, as they yearn to be of help to him. Sensing their disappointment, Rein comforts them with his own story. He shares how he was expelled from the heroes' party by Ariel for being too weak, yet that experience did not deter him from becoming strong. Rein emphasizes that the most crucial aspect he seeks in his comrades is not merely strength, but mutual trust. The story continues with an arrogant young man accompanied by two soldiers confronts the twins, demanding their names and attempting to force them into becoming his concubines. The man, named Edgar, is the son of a lord and is infamous for his habit of kidnapping beautiful girls. Rein, repulsed by Edgar's actions, steps in to protect the fairy twins, causing his subordinates to turn against Edgar. However, Edgar takes innocent civilians hostage and threatens Rein to cease his interference. The twins contemplate using their magic to free the hostages, but Rein is hesitant, fearing the consequences of revealing their true identities and jeopardizing their ability to live in the human world. Suddenly, Rein has a brilliant idea. Through his recent battles, he has discovered that his magic possesses a unique quality that allows him to cast multiple spells simultaneously. Encouraged by this revelation, Rein decides to put his theory to the test. He unleashes a barrage of fireballs, resulting in multiple fireballs appearing at once and incapacitating all of Edgar's subordinates. The hostages are freed from their captors. Rein's successful intervention drives Edgar away, earning him gratitude from the villagers. Unbeknownst to Rein, Ariel silently watches the scene unfold nearby, a wicked smile spreading across his face. Little does Rein know that he has become more formidable than any monster as a hero. Back at the hotel, the fairy twins excitedly recount Rein's bravery to their companions, focusing on the blessings Rein received after forming a contract with them. As a beast tamer, Rein possesses the ability to cast multiple spells instantly, surpassing the power of many magicians who have dedicated decades to their craft. The group's mood grows serious as Rein brings up Edgar's nefarious reputation. Informed by a local resident, Rein learns that Edgar, leveraging his father's position as a lord, appears to be colluding with a knight dispatched by the Empire. Encouraged by his comrades, Rein resolves to confront Edgar and rescue the abducted girls. Meanwhile, Edgar plots his revenge against Rein and offers a bag of gold coins to the knight captain, Chili. Both sides prepare for the impending conflict. Rein takes the initiative, accompanied by Tamed, as they report Edgar's suspicious activities and behavior to the authorities. However, the order dismisses Rein without investigating the actions of the Lord's son, confirming the rumors of collusion between the knights and Edgar. On their way back, Rein encounters a girl named Stella, the vice captain of the knights. Stella, too, has discovered the illicit alliance between the knights and the Lord's family but has been unable to hold them accountable due to her lack of powerful allies. Meeting Rein fills her with hope. As Rein's reputation gradually spreads due to his previous accomplishments, coupled with the presence of a formidable girl from the Strong Cat tribe by his side, Stella pleads with Rein for assistance. Rein, in turn, requires someone to provide information from within the Order, leading to an immediate alliance with Stella. Their initial plan for the upcoming battle involves using bait to expose the corrupt members within the Order. Meanwhile, false information is spread, leading to the belief that evidence of collusion with Edgar can be found in a suburban warehouse. In an attempt to prevent Stella from discovering this fabricated evidence, Chili hastily assembles a group of henchmen to raid the warehouse. However, Jail and his men launch a surprise attack, while the fairy twins employ frost magic to seal the gate, blocking Chili's escape route. Rein utilizes new equipment provided by Gantz to launch a long-range assault, swiftly overpowering Jules' accomplices. Stella informs JLA that her companions have apprehended the knights and obtained evidence of Jules' guilt. Despite the unfavorable circumstances, Chili adamantly refuses to surrender. Stella offers to engage in a one-on-one battle with Chili. She has known him for many years but remains uncertain about how he deteriorated into his current state. Tapping into the compassion within her heart, Stella channels it into her fighting prowess, ultimately incapacitating Chili. Learning of the fall of the knights, Edgar vents his anger on a slave girl, unleashing his fury. After regaining his composure, Edgar devises a plan to gather his soldiers and launch an attack against Stella. It is at this moment that Ouz approaches Edgar, concealing his identity with a disguise. Ouz informs Edgar that Rein was also involved in the battle against the Order. Frantically exaggerating Rein's power and hostility towards Edgar, Ouz presents Edgar with a peculiar ring, claiming that it possesses the power to kill Rein. Influenced by the mysterious power of the ring, Edgar succumbs to arrogant laughter. Stella leads the female knights who support her to the Lord's mansion, accompanied by Tamed and Tanya, to investigate the crime of collusion between the Lord and the Order. Stella's group consists of powerful and loyal guards. Rather than allowing them to proceed unhindered, the situation escalates into a heated altercation elsewhere. Meanwhile, Rein and the fairy twins stealthily infiltrate the Lord's mansion while their companions divert the guards' attention. The twins employ their magic to locate the slaves imprisoned by Edgar. They sense the presence of a creature with formidable magical abilities. Rein speculates that the creature belongs to one of the strongest races but cannot ascertain whether it is Edgar's slave or companion. Rein instructs the fairy twins to free the slaves while he sets out to investigate the source of the magical power. During his search, Rein encounters a captive girl whom he helps heal her injuries using his restorative magic. Gaining her trust, the girl introduces herself as Nina, a member of the Tamed race, one of the most powerful races, who had been living in the mountains until she crossed paths with Edgar. Driven by his lustful desires, Edgar took local villagers hostage to blackmail Nina and subjected her to a magic-restricting collar, reducing her to a slave. Determined to liberate Nina, Rein decides to destroy the collar. However, the collar emits a powerful magical shock that inflicts excruciating pain on Rein. Nevertheless, Rein is no longer the feeble beast tamer he once was. With the blessings bestowed upon him by his 4 powerful comrades, he perseveres and ultimately destroys the collar. As Rein successfully rescues Nina, his companions bring the battle to a close, and the fairy twins successfully free all the slaves. Tamed and Tanya, relieved of their concern for the slaves' safety, break through the guards' defenses and reunite with their comrades in the hall. Observing Rein's rescue of another girl, the 4 girls playfully tease him about his apparent luck with the opposite sex. In the midst of this, the Lord attempts to escape but encounters an unfortunate twist of fate as he directly crosses paths with the protagonist group. In a sudden turn of events, Edgar activates the ring bestowed upon him by Ouz, summoning a monstrous entity in the form of the Grim Reaper to attack Rein. From the rooftop, Ariels listens intently to the screams echoing from the hall, confident in Rein's impending demise. However, much to everyone's surprise, Rein emerges unscathed. His comrades are baffled by his ability to withstand such a high-level magic attack. Luna conducts an experiment and discovers that Rein is immune to a particular type of poisonous attribute magic. It becomes apparent that the fairy twins' blessings have endowed Rein with the ability to cast multiple spells simultaneously and grant him immunity to certain forms of magic, thereby saving him from the monster's assault. Meanwhile, as Edgar anticipates his impending downfall, fear, anger, and unwillingness consume him, affecting the ring. Suddenly, a tremendous surge of power emanates from the ring, completely enveloping Edgar in an instant. Reacting swiftly, Rein attempts to attack with fire magic, but to no avail. Instead, a malevolent aura-clad monster materializes before them. The familiar scent evokes memories in Rein's mind of the demon race that decimated his hometown many years ago. Rather than targeting Rein, the high-ranking demon sets its sights on the town's inhabitants, embarking on a hunt. Rein requests Stella to arrange shelter for Nina and the residents, while he leads his companions to confront the demon. The battle between the two forces commences, with Tanya, Tamed, and Rein taking charge of the main offensive, while the fairy twins unleash their high-level magic. However, their attacks prove ineffective. The high-ranking demon summons a multitude of weak monsters that can easily be defeated individually. The real challenge lies in their endless summoning, which puts Rein and his allies at a disadvantage. Their physical strength and mana are constantly being drained. While the high-ranking demon remains in peak condition, its power already poses a significant threat. The group can only imagine the terror that awaits when the Demon King arrives. The demon continues to summon monsters, prolonging the battle. Growing impatient, it appears ready to destroy the town. The protagonists convene to devise a plan. The fairy twins will utilize teleportation magic to evacuate the inhabitants, allowing Rein's party to focus solely on combating the monster army. Unfortunately, at a critical moment, the residents doubt the twins due to the historically sensitive relationship between humans and fairies. Fortunately, some humans who are familiar with the fairy twins step forward, demonstrating their trust in them. Ultimately, all the residents are safely transported. Meanwhile, the priestess Mina senses the presence of the demon. Mina and Agathe believe they should investigate the situation, but Ariel, asserting his status as a hero, rejects the proposal. In truth, Ariel anxiously awaits news of Rein's demise. At that moment, a group of adventurers joins the battlefield. They engage the monsters in fierce combat, displaying hero-like qualities and equipped with weapons and armor crafted by Gantz. These adventurers buy valuable time for Rein, and Nina also joins Rein's party. Though the god girl naturally abhors war, she decides to fight the demon in order to save innocent humans. Utilizing their expertise in spatial magic, the god race, with Rein's assistance, breaks through the monster army and reaches the high-ranking demon. Employing his unique taming ability that surpasses that of ordinary beast tamers, Rein gains control over the monster army. Under Rein's command, the monsters besiege the demon, ultimately vanquishing this formidable enemy. 3 days after the battle, the town's restoration work is complete. Stella assumes the role of the new captain of the Knights, while the former captain and the colluding lord are escorted to the royal capital to face judgment. With Nina's village relocated, the god girl, who has nowhere else to go, joins Rein's party. They have become popular heroes in town, capturing the attention of everyone. Nina grows fond of being in the company of Rein and the others, leading her to propose a contract with Rein. Fortunately, the ritual does not require a significant amount of blood. If Rein doesn't perish at the hands of demons, he will eventually succumb due to the blood he consumes during contract signings. The group of protagonists receives a notification to gather at the Adventurers Guild, where they meet the new knight captain, Stella. She is a kind-hearted female knight who has established a partnership with the guild. As a result, the adventurers will assist in defending the town against future demon invasions. Additionally, since Rein has defeated the A-level demon, the guild promotes him to a C-level adventurer. Rein doesn't pay much attention to the unequal honor. His current concern lies in finding a solution for their accommodation issue. He feels awkward sharing one hotel room with 5 girls. After a discussion, Rein and his companions decide to purchase a house in town and settle down. They begin their search for a suitable home. However, after visiting several options, they fail to find a decent one. Only the last one appears to be good in all aspects. Its only drawback is that it is rumored to be haunted. When Tamed learns this, she immediately clings to Rein in fear. With no other houses to consider, they decide to explore the inside of the haunted house before making a decision. Shortly after entering the house, something unusual occurs. A seductive ghost appears before them, possessing a body as alluring as Tanya's and surpassing the appearance of the other girls in the protagonist group. Being incorporeal, the ghost effortlessly evades various attacks. She specifically targets Tamed, who is terrified of ghosts, and playfully attempts to scare the cat-like girl. In a twist of events, Tamed's extreme fright leads to a temporary transformation granting her the ability to attack ghosts. The situation takes a turn, with Tamed now resembling a ghost herself. The fairy twin sees the opportunity to cast a sealing spell, temporarily trapping the ghost who had tried to attack Rein but is now under his control. Finally, Rein gets a chance to have a calm conversation with the ghost, who introduces herself as Tina Holy. Her owner was a pervert who brutally murdered her 30 years ago, possibly because she hadn't experienced enough of life. Reluctant to become a ghost, Holy wandered until she found solace in the current house where she resides. Hearing Holy's story dispels Tamed's fear of her. In the end, Rein resolves the haunting predicament and purchases the house of his choice. They then begin preparations for a celebratory party to mark their move into the new home. The joyous atmosphere at the party triggers nostalgic thoughts for Rein. He had lost his family many years ago and became an orphan, but now, with his new family, Rein is no longer alone. This brings an end to Season 1 of Beast Tamer. If you enjoyed it, then don't forget to subscribe our channel,